Hi, good evening, and welcome to Meet the Populace. My name is Lady Vinkatavyani, and I'm your host. Meet the Populace is a series of interviews featuring the members of the SCA in the Kingdom of Midrealm. It's an opportunity for us to showcase some of the fantastic members we have. Tonight, I am with Lord Sigurðr, and we're going to talk to him a little bit. Good evening, Lord Sigurðr. How are you this evening?
Very well, thank you very much.
Good. So what we're going to start with is I'd really like you to just give us your full name and title and tell us a little bit about, how long you've been in the SCA.
I am Lord Sigurðr Sighvatrsson. I first encountered the SCA in 1990 down in Trimaris in the city of Panama City, Panama, while I was in the Army. I had a group of friends in our barracks that played D&D, of course. And one day, one of them came and said, I think you're going to like this. You need to come with me. And next thing I know, I was at somebody's barracks, or no, they're on base housing. And they were putting me in a burlap sack tunic with a rope for a belt, and I proceeded to have the time of my life. And that was the first stronghold tournament to see who would be in charge of the tournament. I don't remember if it was what their title was, but they in a stronghold on a military base, you fought for the right to rule. And the king of Trimaris traveled down and promptly ran circles around everyone on the field at the same time. And they asked him, how are you so good at running? And his response was, well, all of you are wearing very heavy armor, and I'm wearing very light armor, and I don't want you to hit me.
That actually makes a lot of sense there. So how long ago was this?
That was in 1990.
Oh, 1990. Yep. So we won't count that up.
And I then came home and didn't know that there was actually an SCA group in Michigan for several years. I think it was... I can't remember what year it was that we actually realized that there was a group here. I briefly, I was like 2 or 3 years, was part of something called MAR, Modern American Renaissance, which was based out of Chicago, and fought with them for a while. Totally different system. This is much safer.
But safety's a good thing.
Yes, yeah.
So, what's something you've learned in the SCA that you're pretty sure you're going to carry with you, whether it's a skill or a craft or a life lesson?
Not to be scared of trying something new. I started, my first group of friends in this area I've known for quite a long time before the SCA. Mm-hmm. And the wonderful canton of Nordheim is a bunch of shining stars and exemplar examples of what you want in the SCA. And as amazing as those people are, it can be daunting when you question yourself.
Yes.
And I was actually... I had moved out to the Three Walls area, and was actually Lady Cecility that actually helped pull me out of my comfort zone, because she was willing to become the new seneschal for Three Walls, but only if I would be her deputy and then take over as seneschal when she stepped down. And that was, other than a marshal, that was the first time I'd ever taken over that kind of a position, and I was terrified of it.
So now that you've done it, though, we do seem to have a shortage of officers in the SCA. I've heard it from several groups, from several people. So now that you've done it, what is something that you would give as advice to somebody who might be considering it, becoming an officer of a group?
If it interests you, try it. There are plenty of people, and don't be afraid to ask for help. There are so many people that have done it before that are very willing to help you traverse the beginnings of any endeavor that you want to try.
You know what? And that's a great thing that there are so many people out there willing to help. I think a lot of people are kind of in the same position you were before you took it on. Was they're terrified. They're not sure what it is and how it works, and it's just so scary.
Yeah. I was afraid I was going to mess it all up and ruin the SCA.
Oh, I'm sure there's people that have messed up a lot worse than you ever could, and it didn't destroy the SCA, so we're still good.
Right.
So in your time in the SCA, who's somebody that has really impacted you, made a positive influence on you?
Well, to go a little bit of backstory on that one, I was a fairly shy, happy-go-lucky kid. And the first years of my life, it was easy to bully me, push me around. And then I went in the Army and did basic training between my junior and senior year. And then went active, and I found this new confidence in myself and was trained that anytime you see an attack coming in, you attack the attack, but more so, you put out fire with explosions.
Okay.
And so, being trained that way, it becomes a part of your personality. Mm-hmm. And Baroness Zubeda had said something about with her past that, conflict, is responded to with conflict. And I totally got that. But then there's this person I met, and he is he handles adversity with strength and grace that you just don't see in many people, and that is Master Rickard von Utrecht. And he is just an amazing person that works his butt off with no want for any kind of reward. He's just happy to be there and do what he can. And he does all this stuff in service. And sadly, you don't always get rewarded with that, with kind words, but he handles it with the greatest of grace. And he inspires me to be a better person that way, and be able to handle adversity like that.
You know what? I know Baron Rickert, and he's actually exactly everything you said. He's a pretty amazing guy. Yeah. So we're very fortunate to have him.
Yes, very.
So what's an activity that you kind of gravitate to into the SCA? What brought you in, and what keeps you here?
The first thing that brought me in was the fighting. Being ex-Army, the combat situation, the brotherhood in the lines, melees, just there's days where that's all I've thought about, making new armor, trying this, trying that to better my game, so to speak. And but I've also played the drums in many different forms since I was 6. So 2 years ago at Penzik, I started Middle Eastern drumming, and that is probably my new biggest passion. And other than that, chainmail. That's another thing. And I just had a new commission started that I worked about 4 hours yesterday on a piece. And yeah, my hands are pretty sore and swollen right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because I got in that groove, and all of a sudden I realized I could barely move my hands. So
Put down the chainmail and slowly back away.
yes, exactly.
So now we were talking a little bit before the interview, and you had said that the fighting brought you in. But from what I understand now, you don't fight anymore. What happened there? Would you like to talk about it?
Sure. And because I'm an eternal optimist, I hope that someday I might be able to return. But I'm currently being treated at the VA. I have multiple compressed and degenerating discs in my neck and lower back. And I have some really bad issues going on in my knees where some days it's all I can do just to walk. And that also hurts because there's a lot of things that just helping out I can't do like I used to. You know, showing up at Perennial Border War and, you know, helping put up and tear down tents was just something I did. And I can help a little bit, but not like I used to. That's pretty hard. Which another example of how Rickard has helped me with that, because he has a physical limitation where he can't fight anymore. And he's just found another avenue, or I shouldn't say another avenue. He's just focused on his other avenues and kept going. And that was pretty inspiring for me I've just got to figure out something else because I can't lose this family. It means too much to me.
So, I realize it's probably a pretty difficult transition. What do you find yourself transitioning to? You know, if you can't fight anymore at this point, what are you moving towards? What's drawing your interest and keeping you here?
I'm doing my best to try to delve into the arts and sciences. Other than chainmail and drumming and that kind of thing, I don't have a lot of experience, but and then of course we had this whole shutdown, which has kind of stopped all of the learning.
Yeah.
To a point, but yeah, that's the avenue that I'm going now. I'm currently the baronial ANS officer, and gonna try my best once this is back in to really focus and dive deep into learning everything that I can, whether it interests me or not.
Well, it's pretty admirable that you've taken on the ANS officer position when you're just yourself, just transitioning into it. So why do you think that, why did you do that? Were you just feeling brave, or?
Yeah, well, it was an opening that was there, and it was kind of scary. So, because I don't have, that background in it like I would like, and I wanted to be a herald at one point because I've got a really loud voice, and I can project, but it terrified me, and I never went anywhere with it. And I just said, you know what? There didn't seem to be a lot of other interest. So I said, all right, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to dive in head first and see how deep the waters are.
Well, you're doing a great job. It's amazing that you just stepped up and you're willing to learn at the same time you're helping others learn too. So once again, it's not as scary as you think.
No, and hopefully we can all learn together.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. So now that you're kind of switching gears though, some of us are kind of known for things in the SCA. What do you feel like you're known for? What do people associate you with?
Now it would be probably my chainmail. I've got an award for that, and my drumming. I got the chance at Midrealm 50 to drum with a couple, or well, several great people, and just had a blast. And it was really sad when we had to cancel Pennsic this year, as everybody is. But I can't wait to get back and go out and play to the songs of my people again.
Well, you know what? We're all going to be happy when we can get out and get together again. That's, we're all jonesing.
Yes, definitely.
But you'll come out, you'll be prepared, and everybody will be ready to hear your drums again.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're about out of time, so I wanted to say thank you very much for being here with us, and thank you to our audience for tuning in for this latest episode of Meet the Populace. If you would like to contact Meet the Populace, go ahead and you can send an email to the email address on the bottom of your screen. Once again, thank you, Lord Sigurðr. It's been a true pleasure.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.